Hi, everyone. This is Michael Grosso. I'm the pastor at New Covenant OPC, and I'm just here to give you a quick update on our building project. I know many of you have been praying for us that we would be able to build this new building and have been walking with us through this. So I just want to give an update on where we stand at this point. Now, I'm making this video on April the 23rd of 2024. We have done a number of things to raise funds to this point. I'll just go through those very quickly and then give an overview of where we are and what needs to happen for the rest of our fundraising. In terms of things that we've done, in the fall we had a giving campaign started and launched through the congregation, where we made a formal ask for members of the congregation to consider giving to the building project specifically. We have reached out to OPC churches for support and for help in building this new building. We applied for the LASCO grant, which is a large grant that particularly helps churches build new church buildings. We have made a GoFundMe page where we tried to have a more public appeal for help for funds for our new building. We've sponsored a blog post with Tim Challies to, again, just expand the reach of our project and to just make people aware of our needs. And all those things we've done. And what we've found so far is that we really have had a difficult time raising the funds that we've needed. And because of that, we were beginning to think that this is probably going to be a medium to long term kind of thing. We didn't get the LASCO grant as we applied in September. And then the other things, we just didn't really get the kind of momentum that we would need to see in order for this project to happen quickly. However, this has really changed recently. We, just a few weeks ago, had a gift come in from within the congregation of $338,000. And that really changes the dynamic of where we are. Before this, we were thinking, we just don't really have a lot of momentum. And it can be a difficult thing, as you're raising money. It's a lot of money that we have to raise, and it can be easy for people to think, well, you need to show us like some sort of track record with regard to raising funds. And if everyone's waiting on everyone else to see seeing some history with regard to raising funds, well, then it's just hard to get going. But with this gift, we really do have a lot of momentum, and there is a very clear path forward for us at this point. We think that probably the reason we didn't get the LASCO grant was because we could not really show definitively that if we were to receive the grant, that we would certainly be able to do the project. Now we believe that there is a path forward if we were to receive the grant, but there was a legitimate chance that we could receive those funds and still not be able to build the new building. So our goal at this point is to try to put ourselves in a position so that when we apply for the LASCO grant again this coming September, we'll just keep applying each year. When we apply for the LASCO grant again in September, that we will have the funds in hand such that if we were to be funded, we would be able to show that the project would happen, that we'd be ready to break ground at that point. So our funds, our cash in hand has gone from just under $300,000 when we began raising funds, and particularly when we made the new building video. We just a couple years ago, actually, we established the building fund at $200,000, and it's steadily rose, and it rose to about $300,000. Now we just went over the $300,000 mark, and then also received this big gift, which puts us at $650,000. We believe that with the current momentum, the things that we've got going on, that'd be interest we can receive on the funds, the amount that's been pledged from the congregation for the rest of the year, and then also we are the designee for an offering from our presbytery that we will receive in May. That basically, with those things, we believe that we will likely get to $750,000 by the end of the year. And so really what we're thinking is that that we really need probably about $250,000 more. And what that would do is that would give us $1 million in hand when we apply for the LASCO grant again. And with $1 million in hand, having raised, it will be about $700,000 more if we were able to do that. Since the previous time that we applied, we'd be able to show a track record of giving and an ability then to repay a loan with the LASCO grant, and then borrowing the rest. We do believe that we would be in a position to begin to break ground. That would be assuming that the permits come in. We're trying to get the permitting process underway, and it is underway. We're trying to speed things along with that and make sure that things are in place so that if we have the funds, that we will be able to, in fact, break ground. And so because of this, if you're looking at our GoFundMe page, we've just recently dropped the goal amount, the target amount, from $500,000 to $250,000 to reflect this large gift that's come in and our new situation, our target of where we would like to be when we apply for the LASCO grant. So we really do think that if we were to get $250,000 more dollars, we would be in a position to show the grant of those who are running the grant at the LASCO grant, that if they fund us, we would be able to move forward with the project. So very exciting that there is a pathway forward for us. We have also started to apply for other smaller grants as well. We've sent letters of inquiry to 13 other grants that are smaller in nature, and the total amount of those grants is $700,000. We will likely, once we get a proposal ready and to send out, we should be able to apply to probably 20 more grants. And our goal will be to raise this last $250,000. And so if you're thinking, where do they stand? We really do have a path forward. And if you're wondering, is this actually going to happen? We do believe that if people come alongside of us and they support us, that it will happen. There is a lot of momentum that we have at this point. If we were to get $250,000 from these other grants, and then that would put us in a position to get the LASCO grant, we would have the funds to break ground in early 2025. So please be in prayer for that, and do consider giving to us. It is an exciting time for us at New Covenant OPC. Just as a reminder of what we're thinking about in terms of our vision, we desire to build this new building that it might facilitate more growth in the congregation. We are already using an overflow room, and things are tight as it is. And if we can build this new building, grow to fill it, we would then be in a position to be able to plant other Reformed churches in the San Francisco Bay Area. And I don't need to tell you, the San Francisco Bay Area is an incredibly dark area that is in need of the gospel. It is our desire to see the gospel go forth with great power, and for God to send in laborers into his harvest field, and for us to be a part of that, for us to be able to support the work of church planting in our area, and to be a bright light and gospel witness to those around us. So please continue to be in prayer for us. And we do ask, if you have the means to give, it is at this point a very great help to us for you to support our project. We ask that we remember, as is said in Psalm 127, that unless the Lord builds the house, those who build it labor in vain. We are praying that God would enable us to build this house of stones, but that he would use this in order to build up his church with living stones, that we might offer sacrifices of praise to him that are acceptable. Amen.